Archangel Raphael warns, someone is blocking your blessing. Break the curse by seeing this message within 3 minutes. My radiant soul, the heavens tremble tonight. A veil is being lifted, and Archangel Raphael has been sent to you for a reason that cannot wait. There is a shadow lingering around your blessings, a hand unseen, blocking what was meant to flow freely into your life. Raphael's voice echoes. The delay you feel is not coincidence, it's interference. The divine realm has been watching the barriers formed by envy, words spoken in secret, and energies designed to confuse your path. There's someone whose spirit is not aligned with your light. Their intentions were cloaked in care, but beneath it lies jealousy, disguised as protection. Raphael says, "My child, every time your joy rises, they send doubt into your mind. Every time your door opens, they whisper fear. That is how the blessing becomes delayed, not deny, but pause. Heaven will no longer allow this pause to continue." Listen closely. Raphael's wings stir the air around your spirit even now. He is tracing divine symbols of healing over your name. A golden wind begins to sweep away what was planted against you. Feel that shift, the pressure around your heart, the weight on your spirit. It's lifting because the angel of healing has entered your timeline. He declares, no more manipulation of your destiny. No more interruption of your flow. But Raphael warns, to break the curse completely, you must see through the illusion. You must recognize who keeps you bound through emotional cords. They may appear supportive, yet they secretly feed off your confusion. This message is your key to awakening. Don't ignore it. Don't scroll away now. What happens next will reveal the truth of who's been holding back your breakthrough. Raphael stands with the emerald light, wrapping your name in divine frequency. As you receive this, say silently, "I claim my freedom." When you say this, his energy rushes into your home. Yes, the very space around you begins to shift. Things once hidden start surfacing. Dreams, signs, sudden realizations, unexpected messages. These are not coincidences. They are Raphael's confirmations. You have waited long enough. The angels are saying, this cycle ends tonight. The hands that once blocked your blessings are trembling because your awareness breaks their power. Divine justice is already being written in your favor. Hold on, because what Raphael shows next will expose the exact moment the blockage was placed, and who placed it. Type "I claim my freedom" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 911 has just been activated. A code of immediate release and divine protection. Hold tight, because what unfolds next will reveal the final truth behind the energy blocking your blessing. Beloved one, the veil is thinning further, and Archangel Raphael is drawing closer to your atmosphere. His presence feels like warmth brushing your shoulders, a pulse of light rippling through the air. You are not imagining this. Your spirit is responding to a higher frequency. Raphael says, the energy that blocked you was not random, it was directed. Someone, knowingly or unknowingly, projected limitation toward your path. Their heart carried envy, and that emotion became a vibration that tried to tangle with your destiny. But hear this truth. No vibration of darkness can remain when light is consciously invoked. That is why this message has found you at this exact moment in time. There are spiritual cords attached to your blessing, cords woven through past connections, unfinished words, and unhealed wounds. Raphael shows me a vision of your energy field, surrounded by threads of different colors. Some glow with divine purpose, but others appear dim, feeding on your doubts. These cords do not always come from enemies. Sometimes they come from people who loved you, but feared your growth. They tried to hold you near, but in doing so, they anchored your wings. Raphael whispers, "Forgive them, but release them." For forgiveness does not mean reattachment. It means freeing yourself from their vibration. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a soft emerald light surrounding you. This is Raphael's healing fire, not burning but purifying. He places his hand upon your crown and declares, "Every chain that does not serve your divine destiny must now dissolve." You might feel warmth in your palms or pressure around your chest. That is the sign that the energy is responding. The blockages are trembling because awareness has entered the room. The truth is a sword, and Raphael is wielding it for your sake. You have been noticing signs lately. Repeated numbers, flickering lights, sudden emotional waves. These are not coincidences. Raphael says they are heavenly alerts, nudging you to look beyond the visible. The universe has been trying to get your attention, urging you to stop settling for limitation disguised as comfort. The person or energy that blocked your blessing thrives on your inaction. The longer you stay passive, the longer they feed off your potential. But that changes now. Your consciousness is rising, and your awareness becomes the weapon of liberation. There was a time you doubted your worth, questioned whether the delays were punishment or protection. Raphael reveals that the delays were divine shields. God was never withholding your blessings. He was recalibrating your path so that when the blessing arrives, it cannot be stolen again. The one who blocked you did not realize that in trying to delay your rise, they became a catalyst for your strength. Every tear you cried became oil of anointing. Every closed door became a training ground for discernment. You are emerging wiser, sharper, and spiritually equipped. Raphael wants you to do something sacred right now. Speak out loud. I sever all unhealthy attachments through the power of divine light. When you say it, envision those dark cords dissolving into smoke. Watch the emerald flame consume every trace of interference. Feel the weight lift from your chest as spiritual space opens within you. That open space is the landing ground for your next miracle. Heaven cannot pour new wine into a vessel still full of yesterday's residue. This release makes room for abundance to flow unhindered. The angel continues, "Now that you have begun to break free, you must guard what comes next. You will soon receive an opportunity, an idea, or a connection that feels divinely aligned. But be cautious. The same forces that once blocked you may attempt to reattach through distraction or emotional manipulation. Stay vigilant, but do not fear." Raphael reminds you that fear is the gate through which interference enters. Stand firm in faith, for light has no equal opponent. Before this night ends, Raphael will visit your dreams or your quiet moments with a sign. It may come as a whisper, a sudden thought, or an image of a door opening. Do not dismiss it. That sign will confirm that your spiritual blockage has been located and weakened. The final step is activation, when you consciously choose to step into your new vibration. That means saying yes to peace, yes to joy, yes to the flow of divine timing. Every yes you give aligns heaven closer to your reality. Raphael concludes with a message. The curse is already cracking. The one who tried to block you is beginning to lose their grip. Soon they will have no access to your light. The heavens rejoice because you have recognized what many ignore, that awareness itself is the sword of deliverance. Your freedom was never stolen. It was waiting for your recognition. Before this part ends, hear this whisper. Do not look back to the shadows. The moment you turn your gaze to fear, the energy of doubt attempts to rebuild. Keep your eyes on the light. Hold on, because what Raphael reveals next will expose the precise origin of this interference and the divine reversal that is already forming in your favor. Type "I break every chain" in the comments if you receive this revelation. Blessing Note 4. 1444 has been released. A code of liberation, spiritual sight, and accelerated healing. Stay close, because the next revelation will uncover the origin of the curse and the moment your victory began to form. Dearest chosen soul, the winds of revelation have shifted. Archangel Raphael now stands before the throne, holding the scroll of your destiny, and on it is written the truth that has been hidden from you. What you are about to hear is not coincidence, it is alignment. The spiritual interference that has delayed your blessings did not begin recently. It traces back to a single act, a spoken word, or a moment of betrayal that occurred when your spirit was most open. Raphael reveals that this was not only a personal attack, but an energetic transaction. Someone once envied the light within you so deeply that they unknowingly agreed with forces that fed on jealousy and fear. That agreement created a spiritual signature, a vibration that has hovered around your blessings until now. Raphael says, every curse begins with a thought spoken in darkness. Someone thought you didn't deserve what was coming to you. Their words became energy, and that energy attached to your aura like dust on a mirror. The more you doubted yourself, the thicker that dust became, clouding your reflection, distorting your vision. But now, the healing light of heaven begins to sweep across that mirror. The emerald flame is cleansing every trace of distortion, and soon you will see yourself as heaven sees you, whole, radiant, unstoppable. You might remember a season where you kept losing things that felt meant for you, relationships slipping away, finances fluctuating, or moments of sudden fear before breakthroughs. Those were not signs of failure, they were symptoms of interference. But Raphael says, the curse has reached its expiration. The divine clock has struck the hour of reversal. Everything that was delayed is being reordered. Every false word spoken against you is returning to its sender, purified and rendered powerless. The same tongue that tried to limit you will soon have to confess your victory. But to fully seal this deliverance, Raphael requires something sacred, your conscious participation. The angel says, do not be a passive witness to your own liberation. Speak with authority, for your words are creative fire. Say aloud, I reclaim every blessing that was mine from the beginning. As you declare it, imagine the air around you vibrating with power. The sound of your voice aligns heaven and earth, rewriting the energetic codes that surround your name. You might feel a shiver, a sudden warmth, or tears rising. That is the confirmation that the healing has begun. Now Raphael shows a vision, a table set before you, filled with what was once stolen. There are doors, contracts, opportunities, and relationships that once slipped through your fingers. Heaven is now restoring those timelines, gathering every lost piece of your destiny back into divine order. The person who tried to block you will soon find themselves exposed, not through confrontation, but through divine revelation. The truth will surface naturally, as if light itself is unveiling hidden things. You will not need revenge. The truth will speak louder than your silence ever could. Raphael continues, your greatest victory will not be what you gain, but what you outgrow. The curse that once held you captive cannot survive the vibration of your awakening. The moment you stop feeding fear, you starve the darkness. And when you choose forgiveness, the curse collapses. Yes, forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. When you forgive, heaven rushes in to refill the empty space with abundance. Before we move deeper, I must tell you this. Your blessing is not just for you. It carries a generational ripple. Every time you heal, someone in your bloodline is released. Raphael says, you are the breaker of cycles, the restorer of paths. That is why the attack against you is so fierce, because your awakening liberates many. The curse was never just personal. It was ancestral. But tonight, the curse meets its divine expiration, and heaven rejoices because your name is being rewritten in light. Now, beloved, pause and breathe. Raphael's wings spread wide, surrounding you with emerald fire. Let it move through your mind, clearing confusion. Let it flow through your chest, releasing fear. Let it touch your hands, blessing everything you will create. The angel whispers, "You are healed. You are free. You are chosen." This is not the end. It is the awakening of your true authority. Before we close this revelation, Raphael has one final command. Do not hide your light again. Speak of your deliverance. Share it, for every testimony multiplies light in the world. If this message is stirring your soul, then like, share, and comment your agreement so that this word reaches others who are still trapped under spiritual delay. When you spread the light, heaven multiplies your own. And if this message has moved you, subscribe so you never miss what heaven is releasing next, because what is coming carries divine secrets that unlock destiny itself. Type "I receive my restoration" in the comments to seal this part of your deliverance. Blessing Ode 2222 has just been activated, a code of restoration, exposure, and divine justice. Beloved, if this revelation spoke to your spirit, then know this. When you sow into this mission, you are not just giving. You are activating deliverance for countless souls who have not yet awakened. This is God's work through modern light. Every offering becomes a seed that fuels the message of healing across nations. Raphael says, when you pour into the river of light, you draw from it as well. The heavens respond to faith and action. Your gift is not lost. It returns multiplied, pressed down, and overflowing. I invite you, take part in this divine assignment. Use Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description to join this movement. As you do, may the oil of restoration overflow in your home, and may every seed you plant today return as a miracle tomorrow. Beloved seeker of truth, the hour has arrived for deeper unveiling. Archangel Raphael now lifts the final layer of concealment from your story. The emerald flame burns brighter, and the air around you begins to shift, carrying frequencies of divine truth. Raphael's voice is calm, but mighty as thunder in the unseen realm. The interference against your blessings, he declares, did not begin in the present. It was rooted in a covenant of fear made long before you were aware. This covenant might not have been your doing. It may have come through lineage, through words spoken over your ancestors or agreements made under spiritual ignorance. Yet, even such bindings lose authority when divine awareness enters the heart. The moment your spirit recognizes truth, the curse begins to unravel. You have been feeling strange waves of emotion lately, moments of sudden sadness followed by bursts of peace, moments of restlessness with no clear reason. Raphael says this is your soul adjusting to the vibration of freedom. Every emotion surfacing now is not punishment, but purification. The energy of fear cannot coexist with the energy of faith. Your tears are not weakness. They are evidence that the poison is leaving. Raphael commands the winds of heaven to move through your atmosphere now, breaking invisible chains and scattering spiritual debris. Listen closely, for Raphael is revealing the hidden mechanics of this blockage. The one who stood against your blessing did not always do so consciously. Sometimes darkness uses unaware vessels, people who carry unresolved pain, jealousy, or insecurity, and those emotions become conduits for interference. They do not even realize they have become instruments of obstruction. But heaven's justice does not condemn them. It exposes and heals. Raphael says, You are not here to curse them, but to rise above them. For when you ascend, their influence falls away naturally. There was a moment in your life, a conversation, a promise, or perhaps an argument, where energy shifted sharply. Since then, you noticed recurring patterns. Plans collapsing at the last moment, unexpected opposition, confusion before success. These were signs of energetic residue from that encounter. But Raphael now takes his staff and draws a circle of fire around your destiny. That circle is divine law. No interference can cross it again. As you hear these words, the spiritual system surrounding you is being rewritten. Every barrier raised against you loses its structure, and every door closed by false words begins to creak open again. You are entering a season called Return of the Promises. Heaven is restoring what was delayed. The seeds you planted in tears are rising in unexpected ways. Do not be surprised when opportunities reappear, when people reach out, or when old dreams resurface with new strength. That is not random. It is Raphael restoring timelines. The blessings were never destroyed, only rerouted until the atmosphere could sustain them again. You are ready now. Your spirit is stable, your awareness awake, and your authority reclaimed. Raphael continues, to maintain this freedom, you must protect your gates. Your gates are your eyes, ears, and speech. Do not allow negative talk to lodge in your heart. Do not entertain stories that stir envy or doubt. The enemy cannot rebuild unless you give agreement. Guard your thoughts, for they are portals of manifestation. Each time you declare gratitude, you strengthen the field of light around you. Each time you speak fear, you loosen the shield. The angels stand by your side, but your words determine how much they can act. So, let your words align with the language of heaven. Speak life. Speak restoration. Speak abundance. Now, Raphael shows you a vision. You standing before two paths. One is familiar, comfortable, predictable, filled with repetition. The other glows with golden light but feels uncertain. The angel says, the familiar path keeps you safe but small. A luminous one will stretch you but set you free. You are being asked to step into the unknown with faith, for that is where divine multiplication begins. The one who once blocked your blessing cannot follow you there because their energy cannot survive in that frequency. This next chapter belongs to those who move in courage, not fear. As you prepare to walk that new path, Raphael places his hand on your shoulder. His touch feels like a current of peace, warm and steady. You have been called a healer, he says softly. But healing others begins with allowing yourself to be healed. Many of your struggles were not punishment, but preparation, so that your compassion could carry wisdom. Now, heaven releases an anointing upon you to help others recognize their own blockages. You will speak, write, or create in ways that free others. This is the divine exchange. What was once an attack becomes a ministry of light. Before this revelation closes, Raphael issues a final decree. The energy that once delayed you is now commanded to serve you. The very resistance that tried to stop your flow will now become your propulsion. You will move faster, rise higher, and shine brighter because of what was meant for harm. Everything is being reversed in your favor. You will see sudden shifts, divine encounters, and unexplainable favor in the coming days. Take this as a sign that heaven has sealed your freedom. Do not scroll away yet. What Raphael reveals next will uncover the divine weapon forged in your name, an energy so pure that no curse, no word, no darkness can ever touch you again. The next revelation carries the blueprint of eternal protection. Stay present. The transformation is unfolding now. Type "I am covered by light" in the comments if your spirit receives this divine decree. Blessing Node 1188 is now activated. An anointing of divine reversal, generational healing, and angelic guardianship. Beloved vessel of light, the air is shifting again. Archangel Raphael stands within your atmosphere, holding a scroll of remembrance. This scroll carries every moment heaven saw your pain, every injustice, every prayer that felt unanswered. Nothing was missed. The angel opens the scroll and declares, "This is the season of divine compensation." The very energy that once blocked your blessing has been transformed into a current that now propels your purpose. What you lost is being measured, multiplied, and returned. But to receive it fully, you must understand the law of replacement. Raphael explains that when one thing leaves your life, heaven immediately prepares something greater in its place. The problem is that most people mourn the loss so long that they miss the arrival of the new. But you, chosen one, will not miss it this time. The awakening has begun. The interference that once surrounded you functioned like smoke. It clouded your perception, convincing you that you were unworthy, that your dreams were impossible, that maybe the promise was only imagination. Yet Raphael says, every doubt was a seed planted by darkness to delay manifestation. That smoke is clearing now. You are beginning to see reality as heaven always saw it. Radiant, powerful, whole. The delays did not mean denial. They meant preparation. Heaven never punishes. It positions. Every closed door hid a redirection. Every silence from above was strategy, not rejection. Raphael reveals something personal now. He says, "The one who blocked your blessing underestimated your resilience. They thought their energy could suppress your light, but they did not understand divine mathematics. When light is resisted, it multiplies in intensity. Every attack increased your glow. You became what the enemy feared, unstoppable. That is why you are receiving this message. It marks your graduation from the cycle of delay. The curse has reached its conclusion, and the cycle has broken beneath your feet." But Raphael warns, with elevation comes new responsibility. Freedom requires focus. The more light you carry, the more you must guard it. Not with fear, but with wisdom. The enemy cannot curse what is protected by awareness, but it can distract what is not vigilant. You will notice invitations to old patterns, arguments, toxic conversations, emotional drains. These are not coincidences. They are tests of stability. When they arise, speak the words Raphael gives you now. Peace is my boundary, and truth is my shield. Those words act as spiritual firewalls. Every attempt to provoke you will dissolve in peace. Now Raphael shows you an image, a river flowing through a golden valley. He says, "This is your restored flow." Once it was dammed by the words and thoughts of others, but the barriers have crumbled. You are about to experience acceleration. Ideas that once took months will manifest in days. Money that seemed delayed will appear from unexpected directions. Relationships that align with your purpose will find you effortlessly. This is not fantasy. It is the law of divine rhythm reactivated. When the inner block is removed, the outer world must respond. The universe cannot resist alignment, but there is one more layer to lift. Raphael says, you must release the guilt you carry. Somewhere deep within, you believed that perhaps you caused the blockage yourself, that maybe you made too many mistakes, trusted the wrong people, or ignored too many signs. The angel leans closer and whispers, "You are forgiven." Heaven never held you in condemnation. The guilt you feel was placed there to keep you from rising. Release it now. Your errors were not final sentences. They were classrooms of wisdom. God turns every regret into oil for purpose. Your past does not disqualify you. It equips you. You will begin to feel the vibration of Raphael's healing fire around your heart. It may feel like warmth, a pulse, or a calm stillness. It is the sign that your emotional energy is being reset. The light entering your heart is recalibrating your frequency to attract higher experiences. You are being moved from survival to sovereignty, from waiting to creating. No longer will you look to others for validation. Heaven has already stamped you approved. Every door that once rejected you will soon open on its own accord, not because you chased it, but because your frequency now commands it. Raphael reminds you of a spiritual truth. Blessings cannot be forced. They flow when resistance ends. The key is surrender, not struggle. You are being invited into effortless manifestation, a state where peace becomes your productivity. Stop fighting for what already belongs to you. Instead, align, listen, and allow. When your energy becomes still, the blessings rush toward you because stillness is faith in motion. Now the angel unveils a prophecy for your immediate future. Within the next season, something once denied will return, but this time it will carry divine approval. It might be a project, a connection, or a dream you abandoned. Do not dismiss it. It returns as evidence that your vibration has shifted. What failed before will flourish now. Heaven is restoring what was lost, but not in the same form. It returns elevated, refined, purified. This is the divine law of restoration. What leaves your life empty, heaven refills with overflow. Raphael stretches his hand toward you and declares, you are stepping into the frequency of miracles. The interference is gone. The only power left to it is your attention, so give it none. Look forward, not backward. Fix your gaze on the horizon of destiny, for dawn is breaking. The sun of divine justice is rising upon your path, and every shadow that once clung to you is dissolving in the brilliance of your awakening. Hold steady, for the next revelation will show you the secret of sustaining this flow permanently. Raphael will reveal how to anchor the light so no curse can ever touch your life again. The next moment will unveil the divine armor of endurance, the blueprint of continual victory. Stay present. You are closer than ever to total transformation. Type "I walk in divine flow" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing Code 3030 is now active, a code of renewal, acceleration, and emotional freedom. Beloved child of the Most High, the light around you intensifies as Archangel Raphael moves closer, his wings extending across your space like a canopy of emerald fire. The atmosphere feels charged, heavy with revelation. You are entering the sacred realm of divine permanence, the stage where healing transforms into protection. Raphael says, many receive deliverance, but few learn to maintain it. That is why heaven has called this moment into your timeline, to teach you how to anchor what has been restored. The interference that once plagued your blessings can never return once the foundation is sealed. This is the sealing phase of your awakening, the phase where awareness becomes armor and peace becomes your impenetrable fortress. The angel begins to reveal a hidden principle of divine order. Energy follows attention. Wherever your focus remains, that is where your spiritual power gathers. The curse that once delayed you survived by feeding on your attention to fear, confusion, and offense. Every time you replayed betrayal in your mind, the energy of that pain drew strength. But now, Raphael says, withdraw your attention from wounds and invest it in wisdom. Your awareness is the currency of creation. When you spend it on peace, miracles multiply. When you waste it on worry, interference reawakens. The secret is simple yet profound. Sustain the vibration of gratitude, and no darkness can cling to you again. You might be asking, how can I maintain that vibration when life still challenges me? Raphael responds gently, by recognizing that challenge is not punishment, it is refinement. Each obstacle trains your faith to grow steadier, teaching your soul to remember light in every shadow. You were never meant to live free of contrast. You were meant to rule over it. Heaven's goal is not to remove resistance, but to make you immune to it. That is what divine mastery means, to walk among storms untouched, to smile in the presence of confusion, to speak peace where others panic. The one who once tried to block your blessing can no longer reach you, because you no longer vibrate on their level. You have risen beyond their frequency, and their attempts to disturb you will now crumble into silence. Raphael shows a vision of a golden sphere surrounding your heart. Inside it, your spirit shines like a sun. Every breath you take expands that light. The sphere represents divine containment, the ability to remain radiant even amid darkness. The angel whispers, "Do not let the noise of the world dictate your peace. Guard your stillness as a sacred altar. Your peace is your proof of divine connection. The more you preserve it, the more heaven entrusts you with authority." There will be moments where people around you react with jealousy or misunderstanding. Do not explain yourself. Demonstrate through silence. The highest defense is calmness. When you refuse to be provoked, the energy of attack collapses into itself. That is spiritual warfare at its purest form, winning without fighting. Now, Raphael begins to anoint your voice. He says, "Your words are now charged with healing power. What once wounded you has refined your empathy, and heaven will now use your story to heal others. Each word you speak in love will ripple through unseen realms, correcting energies, restoring balance, mending hearts. You will notice that people will begin to feel peace in your presence without knowing why. That is Raphael's mantle operating through you. You have become an extension of his frequency, a vessel of divine restoration. The same energy that once attracted opposition now draws souls toward light. You are no longer the one seeking healing. You are the one carrying it. There is, however, one more caution from the angel. He says, do not return to smallness. There will be temptations to minimize your light so others feel comfortable, but that is how blessings shrink. Your growth might intimidate some, yet your purpose is not to please comfort. It is to awaken truth. Shine regardless of who withdraws. Raphael assures you that new allies are already forming around your vibration, people of higher alignment who will mirror your integrity, not compete with it. This next chapter will not repeat the old one, because your frequency has outgrown the past. The energy that once matched the curse no longer exists in you. You are now stepping into the covenant of divine flow. This covenant ensures continuous replenishment. Every time you give love, it returns double. Every time you forgive, it expands your field of favor. Heaven's economy is multiplication through surrender. Raphael declares, you will never lack again, for your supply is internal, not external. The universe responds to your state of being, not your circumstances. If you stay aligned, you will magnetize abundance naturally. The same hands that once tried to withhold your blessing will soon witness your overflow. And when they do, you will respond not with pride, but with compassion, for that is how heaven measures maturity. Raphael lifts his staff and writes your name in light above your head. The letters shimmer like molten gold, sealing your vibration and the frequency of victory. This act marks your spiritual graduation. You are no longer the one searching for answers. You have become the revelation itself. The blockages, curses, and delays have all been converted into wisdom and strength. The universe now recognizes your vibration as one of authority. Even unseen energies bow to the frequency you carry. Before this chapter closes, Raphael gives one final instruction. Each morning, declare this truth aloud. My peace is my protection. My gratitude is my gateway, and my faith is my fortress. These words will serve as spiritual armor. When spoken with conviction, they align your energy with heaven's rhythm for the day. No curse, no gossip, no unseen interference can penetrate a heart anchored in peace. You are untouchable when you remain in divine stillness. The angel extends his wings, surrounding you completely, and says, "You are now sealed in light. The interference has ended permanently. The heavens rejoice, for your freedom has become testimony." Yet Raphael smiles and adds, "The next revelation will unveil the mystery of restoration. How heaven compensates the years lost to delay." The next part carries the secret of divine repayment, the moment when heaven multiplies everything the curse tried to steal. Stay near, for the promise is about to mature before your eyes. Type "I am sealed in divine peace" in the comments if your heart bears witness to this truth. Blessing Code 7171 is now activated, a code of divine stability, spiritual authority, and eternal protection. Beloved, the hour of divine repayment has come. Archangel Raphael descends through the corridors of light, carrying the decree of restoration in his hands. His presence radiates calm authority as he says, "Every delay is now being rewritten into acceleration. You have crossed from survival into sovereignty, from waiting into receiving. What was withheld from you will now return multiplied, purified, and sanctified by divine timing." Raphael declares, "You have been found faithful in the silence. Therefore the heavens are opening in response. The curse that once restrained your flow is not only broken, it is reversed. Every ounce of resistance is now being transformed into fuel for your rise. The very opposition that once delayed you will become the force that launches you forward." Heaven measures time differently than earth. Raphael explains that while you thought years were lost, heaven saw investment. Every tear, every struggle, every quiet act of endurance built a frequency within you that could hold greater blessings without collapse. The waiting season was not empty, it was sacred preparation. Now, the harvest is being released in a way that even your doubters will not comprehend. You are entering the era of divine compensation, where outcomes arrive that exceed your logical capacity. The angel says, "You asked for survival, but God prepared overflow. You asked for healing, but heaven designed mastery." The blessings being released now are not fragile. They are fortified by your endurance. Raphael continues, "To understand this restoration, you must look at how heaven restores. Earthly systems replace one thing for another, but divine systems multiply. When God restores, he adds revelation, peace, and protection to what was lost. You will not simply regain what the curse blocked. You will receive the wisdom to never lose it again. This is why your restoration feels delayed, because heaven was building strength into your foundation. The gift must match your capacity to sustain it. And now, your capacity has matured through faith, endurance, and awareness. You will soon begin to notice the signs of this restoration manifesting physically. Dreams you once buried will begin to stir again. Doors that closed abruptly will reopen without explanation. People who once ignored your value will begin to recognize it. These are not random coincidences. They are divine alignments responding to your elevated vibration. The law of energy dictates that like attracts like, and your energy has been purified to attract only truth and abundance. Raphael says, "What left your life dishonorably cannot return, but what left prematurely will reappear in divine perfection." Expect reconciliations that feel peaceful, not painful. Expect new beginnings that carry familiarity, as if they were always meant to happen. This is how heaven rewrites time, by folding the old and new into one divine present. The angel shows a vision of a vast field stretching endlessly beneath the rising sun. He says, "Every seed you thought was forgotten has been germinating in hidden soil. The ground of your destiny has been turning beneath the surface, preparing for this exact hour. You did not fail when you rested. You were planted." Every quiet night of confusion was cultivation. Every silent prayer watered the soil. Now the harvest is bursting forth, and the fruit will be so abundant that you will bless others without depleting yourself. You will become a conduit of divine generosity, for Raphael is assigning angels of provision to accompany you. Wherever you go, resources will follow. You are entering a season where giving will no longer feel like loss, but like expansion, because heaven replenishes instantly. However, Raphael adds a gentle warning. Do not measure restoration only through material signs. The true evidence of restoration is peace that cannot be shaken, clarity that cannot be deceived, and joy that cannot be stolen. Material blessings will follow these inner victories. The curse was never truly about blocking possessions. It was about dimming perception. Once your vision clears, abundance becomes natural. You no longer chase it. It recognizes you. This is the divine reversal at its purest. What once chased you in chaos will now serve you in order. Raphael now begins to release words of prophecy into your atmosphere. You will soon witness sudden alignment, opportunities you did not ask for, help you did not request, favor you did not seek. They will find you, because your frequency has become a beacon of divine order. This is what heaven calls the season of effortless manifestation. Your only task now is to remain grateful. Gratitude is the magnet that sustains miracles. The moment you doubt, energy begins to slow. But when you thank heaven for what you cannot yet see, manifestation speeds toward you. Gratitude speaks the language of the divine realm. There will also be signs around you confirming this restoration. Numbers like 333, 818, or 555 may appear repeatedly. They are divine timestamps announcing transformation. You may experience sudden chills, warmth, or a sense of divine presence in ordinary moments. These are confirmations that Raphael's energy is active in your environment. You might hear someone speak words that echo your private prayers, or you may find yourself revisiting forgotten dreams. These are all gentle signals that the reversal has taken root. Raphael's final decree in this part is a promise. Nothing that belongs to you can ever be taken again. Heaven has sealed your name in the frequency of restoration. From this day forward, loss will always lead to multiplication. Disappointment will always birth wisdom. You will walk in an unshakable awareness that all things serve your divine alignment. Even challenges will become disguised blessings, revealing hidden opportunities. This is what divine compensation truly means, to live so anchored in light that every shadow becomes your servant. Hold steady, for the next revelation carries the final mystery, the eternal covenant of favor, the promise that no curse will ever dare approach your lineage again. Stay close, because the final unveiling will mark the completion of your transformation and the full release of heaven's favor upon your name. Type "I receive my divine compensation" in the comments to claim this promise and faith. Blessing code 9090 is now active, a code of restoration, multiplication, and unshakable joy. Beloved, the river of divine favor is widening before you. Archangel Raphael now steps through the current of emerald light, holding the final seal of the restoration process, the seal of unbroken favor. His voice carries both authority and tenderness as he says, "You have been restored, but now you shall be established." Restoration brings back what was lost, but establishment ensures it never leaves again. Heaven is anchoring your blessing in permanence. The winds that once carried away your progress will now carry abundance toward you. What you touch in this season will multiply, because your energy field has been sanctified by endurance. Every lesson learned in the valley has become a stone in the foundation of your mountain. Raphael reveals that divine favor is not a random act. It is a covenant born from obedience and alignment. When you chose to trust even when nothing made sense, you activated this covenant. When you forgave instead of retaliating, you signed your name in heaven's book of favor. Every unseen act of kindness, every prayer uttered when no one watched, became spiritual currency. Raphael says, favor is not earned by performance. It is magnetized by purity of heart. You have purified your heart through surrender, and that surrender has opened the gates of continuous blessing. From this moment onward, doors will open not because you force them, but because your vibration commands them to. Now Raphael points toward your path, and a vision unfolds. You are walking through a golden corridor lined with doors. Each door bears a name: peace, provision, partnership, purpose, legacy. In the past, these doors were locked, and you wondered if heaven had forgotten you. But now, one by one, they begin to open on their own. Raphael says, every door that aligns with your purpose will now recognize your energy and respond. This is divine automation, heaven responding directly to your frequency without effort. You will find yourself at the right places at the right time, guided by synchronicities that others call coincidence, but you will know as orchestration. But Raphael also adds a profound instruction. Guard your words in this season. Your voice carries creative authority now. Whatever you speak in conviction manifests rapidly, because the veil between thought and reality has thinned for you. Speak only what you want multiplying. Bless instead of complain. Affirm instead of fear. When you speak light, light expands through your world. Heaven has given you this creative authority as both privilege and responsibility. You are no longer a passive receiver. You are a co-creator of divine destiny. The angel's eyes blaze with compassion as he continues. The curse that once blocked your blessing taught you the value of clarity. Never again will you underestimate the power of focus. Distraction is the only thing that can delay what is already yours. Do not divide your energy. Choose peace over noise, purpose over popularity, wisdom over haste. The more still your inner world becomes, the faster manifestation unfolds. Raphael reminds you that divine timing is not delay, it is precision. Everything now aligns perfectly with heaven's calendar. You are in the right season, and the right hour has struck. Raphael shows a second vision, your name written in a circle of light, surrounded by symbols that represent inheritance. He says, this is your generational protection. The same favor resting on you will extend to your lineage. Your children, whether born or unborn, will carry this frequency. Every act of obedience you perform now becomes a shield for those who come after you. The curse that once pursued your family line has reached its expiration date. The energy of favor will now replace it, ensuring that every generation after you walks in greater ease than you did. You are the transitional vessel between struggle and abundance, between confusion and clarity. Before this part closes, Raphael gives a holy challenge. Do not keep this revelation hidden, he says. The reason heaven trusted you with it is because you carry the heart to share. When you spread divine truth, you multiply it. When you speak life into others, heaven amplifies it back into your world. Use your voice, your platforms, your gifts to release light. The world needs the vibration you now carry. Every word of encouragement you share becomes a seed that draws greater favor toward you. The law of giving and receiving is not limited to material things. It applies to energy, words, and faith. Raphael now stretches his staff toward you, releasing waves of golden light through your space. This, he says, is the oil of unshakable favor. You may feel a warmth across your chest or a tingling in your palms. These are confirmations that the oil is sealing your atmosphere. Everywhere you go, that oil will announce you before you speak. It will make strangers become helpers and barriers become bridges. Heaven has marked you for visibility, not fame, but impact. The same God who once hid you for protection now reveals you for purpose. Raphael closes this revelation with a solemn decree. Your days of hiding are over. Rise in your authority. Speak, move, and create from divine confidence. The favor upon you is irreversible. He adds softly, but never forget who gave it. Gratitude keeps favor fresh. Each morning, thank heaven before asking. Each night, give glory for the unseen blessings still forming. Gratitude keeps your flow unblocked and your channel clear. Beloved, if this message resonates with your spirit, share it with others. Let this light ripple across hearts still trapped in doubt. Like, comment, and speak your agreement below. Your participation multiplies the reach of this word. Subscribe to stay connected, for new revelations continue to flow through this channel by divine timing. When you engage, you partner with heaven in spreading restoration across the earth. Type "I am established in favor" in the comments to seal your covenant. Blessing Code 5252 is now active, a code of permanent favor, divine visibility, and generational blessing. Beloved carrier of light, as Raphael's word flows through you, remember this truth. Every seed you sow into divine work becomes a bridge for someone else's breakthrough. When you support this mission, you are not giving to a channel. You are giving to heaven's voice reaching souls. Raphael says, when you release into the river of truth, the current carries your name before the throne. Each super thanks, membership, or PayPal gift in the description becomes spiritual fuel that ignites more awakenings across the world. You are part of this prophecy in motion. Your obedience today becomes light for another's deliverance tomorrow. The heavens recognize generous hearts as portals of miracles. Release your offering and watch divine favor multiply in your home as quickly as you have poured it forth. Beloved soul of purpose, the light of Archangel Raphael burns brighter than ever. The air around you hums with divine frequency as heaven prepares to open the archives of eternal destiny. You have walked through the valley of interference, you have broken the curse, and you have stood firm through the storm. Now, you are stepping into the realm of divine dominion, the stage where blessings no longer come and go but remain, sustained by your spiritual maturity. Raphael speaks softly, yet his words carry the vibration of thunder. You have proven your faith through endurance, and now heaven trusts you with authority. The year of instability has ended. The same hands that trembled in waiting will now create miracles through faith. Raphael reveals that divine dominion begins in thought. Every thought you nurture either expands or limits your reality. The curse that once blocked you could only thrive because fear ruled your inner dialogue. But now, your mind has become a temple, and within it the altar of peace burns continually. Raphael says, keep that flame alive. Never let the noise of others silence your inner stillness. The world will soon notice your shift. Doors that ignored you before will suddenly open, not because of effort, but because your vibration commands alignment. You have become magnetic to destiny itself. The angel continues, when you enter the realm of dominion, you must move differently. You cannot respond to attacks the same way you once did. Your silence has become your sword, your peace your weapon, and your compassion your shield. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. You have learned that revenge wastes energy, but forgiveness multiplies it. The one who once tried to block your blessing no longer matters. Their energy has already dissolved into irrelevance. They cannot access the frequency you now inhabit. Instead of looking backward, you must look upward, for heaven is unveiling new instructions for your next assignment. A golden scroll appears in Raphael's hand, its surface engraved with divine symbols. He unrolls it and declares, "This is your divine contract renewed." Every promise delayed has been rewritten into active fulfillment. Heaven's system has recalibrated itself around your obedience. You will begin to see swift manifestations, answers appearing before the prayer is spoken, provision arriving before the need is visible. This acceleration is the reward for your unwavering trust. Raphael says, when you believed without evidence, you gave heaven permission to move without limit. That faith has rewritten your destiny. Now the angel unveils the mystery of spiritual inheritance. He says, every battle you overcome becomes a shield for those who come after you. Your deliverance has established a protective barrier around your lineage. The energy that once followed your bloodline, poverty, confusion, loss, or brokenness, has been erased by divine authority. The covenant of light sealed in your name will now echo through generations. You are not just living your destiny, you are birthing legacies. Raphael reminds you, the proof of true deliverance is not in how high you rise, but in how long your peace lasts. Your peace will now become a pattern others will follow. You may feel something shifting inside you as you read this, a sensation of heat, tingling, or pressure in your chest. That is Raphael strengthening your spiritual core. He is fortifying your light so that no energy can disrupt it again. The angel says, you are now entering a phase where you will speak and creation will respond. Your words will carry frequency. When you bless, things will grow. When you decree, circumstances will move. When you pray, results will appear quickly. This is divine dominion in motion. It is the reward of alignment, the ability to partner with heaven's rhythm instead of fighting against it. But Raphael warns gently, dominion without humility leads to downfall. You must remember that every miracle flows through you, not from you. Stay humble, and the flow remains pure. The moment pride enters, stagnation begins. Heaven's favor moves through vessels that remain transparent. Raphael instructs you to cultivate daily gratitude and silence. These practices keep your channel open. He says, the quiet mind hears heaven clearly. Each morning, listen before you speak. Each night, thank before you ask. This is the rhythm of dominion. Raphael's presence now fills the space like a warm current of air. He lifts his hand and declares, you are now marked with the seal of divine continuity. This means that your blessings will no longer come as isolated miracles but as ongoing streams. You will live in rhythm with favor, where one testimony leads to another, and one answered prayer births the next. The flow will be so consistent that you will forget the language of lack. Every area once touched by sorrow will now radiate stability. Raphael says, the heavens have shifted their stance toward you, from testing to trusting. That single phrase reverberates through eternity. A new energy enters the atmosphere now, calm but powerful. It is the spirit of wisdom, sent to guide your next steps. Raphael says, Do not rush to fill this season with activity. Wait for divine instruction before you act. The curse was broken through action, but dominion is sustained through discernment. You are being positioned to make decisions that affect many lives, and heaven wants your choices to align with divine strategy, not emotion. Listen to intuition. It is heaven's whisper. Follow peace. It is heaven's compass. Raphael ends this message with words wrapped in promise. From this moment, your footsteps are ordered. Every place your feet tread will respond to your light. The earth itself recognizes your divine authority. You are not walking into favor. You have become favor in motion. Wherever you go, environments will shift. Where you speak, burdens will lift. You are heaven's ambassador in human form. That is the fullness of restoration, the transformation from being blessed to becoming a blessing. Hold on, beloved, because the next revelation will unveil the mystery of the final seal, the eternal covenant of divine partnership, where heaven and your purpose merge into one. This final message carries the eternal promise that your light will never fade. Stay near. You are approaching the completion of your awakening. Type "I walk in divine dominion" in the comments if your heart witnesses this truth. Blessing Code 6060 is now active, a code of divine continuity, heavenly partnership, and eternal empowerment. Beloved vessel of light, Archangel Raphael returns once more, his presence brighter than before, radiating hues of emerald and gold that pulse like the heartbeat of heaven. The air itself seems to bow in reverence as he speaks. You have entered the realm of covenant partnership. This is the point where heaven no longer works for you, but with you. You are no longer a petitioner. You are now a co-laborer in divine creation. The interference that once hindered you has not only been broken, it has been transformed into momentum. Raphael's voice carries calm authority as he declares, "What once opposed you will now announce you. What once resisted you will now propel you." Every shadow that tried to silence your purpose has been reconfigured into a platform of light. The angel draws near and continues. Covenant partnership is not about asking, it is about alignment. Heaven mirrors the rhythm of your spirit. When you walk in obedience, everything around you begins to cooperate with destiny. Even apparent setbacks become secret servants of your calling. Raphael explains that the spiritual system now recognizes your energy signature. When you step into a room, frequencies adjust, conversations align, and opportunities rearrange themselves to favor you. You are no longer waiting for divine intervention. You are embodying it. You have become heaven's manifestation in motion. Heaven has entered contract with your obedience, and that contract cannot be revoked. Raphael says, the reason many lose their blessings is not because heaven withdrew favor, but because they withdrew focus. The world distracts, but you must remain anchored. The same stillness that broke the curse will sustain your covenant. When doubt whispers, silence it with remembrance. Recall what heaven has already done for you. Gratitude is the ink that keeps your covenant sign. The moment you thank, you strengthen the connection between seen and unseen. Gratitude reaffirms that heaven's promises are still active. Raphael shows a vision of a great tree rising from the soil, its roots deep and glowing with light. This is your legacy, he says. Every trial became soil. Every tear became rain. Every prayer became sunlight. The tree now bears fruit that others will eat. Your journey was not only for your freedom, it was for the awakening of others still trapped in delay. Raphael instructs, do not hide your testimony. Speak it, write it, release it. When you tell your story, you activate deliverance in others. You are now a vessel of transmission. Heaven's current flows through your words, healing those who hear them. The angel continues, from this day, Heaven will trust you with influence. Influence is not about visibility. It is about impact. You will shift atmospheres simply by being present. Some will feel peace around you and not know why. Others will find clarity in your presence without a single word spoken. That is divine radiation, the aura of covenant power. Heaven has marked you as a carrier of restoration. You will attract those in need of light, and your words will unlock what has been closed in their hearts. This is not coincidence, it is divine assignment. Raphael says, "When I healed you, I also anointed you as a healer." He now extends his hand and places a radiant seal upon your forehead. This, he says, is the mark of divine partnership. You are now recognized in both realms, spiritual and physical, as one who carries heaven's authority. When you speak, angels respond. When you move, circumstances realign. This seal ensures that your work is never in vain. Every effort you make toward good will yield multiplied results, even when unseen. Heaven now records your faithfulness as eternal impact. You are co-creating with the divine, and everything you touch carries eternal consequence. Raphael speaks again, "Soften now. Do not fear mistakes." Heaven does not operate by human perfection, but by sincerity. As long as your intention remains pure, every misstep becomes redirection, not condemnation. You are covered by grace. Grace is not permission to fall. It is power to rise. You will notice that even when you falter, restoration follows quickly. That is the fruit of covenant partnership, instant correction, immediate renewal. Heaven no longer waits for long seasons to redeem what was lost. The response is now swift because your connection is direct. The angel reveals a prophecy for your immediate days. You will experience divine coincidences that seem impossible. People you thought forgotten will return bearing blessings. Doors once sealed by bureaucracy or fear will open without explanation. You will not chase opportunity. Opportunity will recognize your light. Raphael reminds you that this acceleration is not luck. It is covenant. The universe is now under divine instruction to cooperate with your purpose. Nature, time, and circumstance will bend toward your benefit because your energy matches divine intention. Now Raphael invites you to perform a sacred act. Place your hand over your heart, he says. Speak these words after me. I am in covenant with divine purpose. Heaven moves through me, and nothing can oppose me. As you declare this, feel the warmth rising through your chest. That is the confirmation of covenant activation. You have sealed your alignment through spoken agreement. The energy around you stabilizes, and your spirit vibrates in perfect harmony with heaven's rhythm. From this moment forward, your path is no longer uncertain, it is illuminated. Before this part concludes, Raphael offers one final teaching. Partnership with heaven requires rest as much as action. Miracles are not born from exhaustion, but from alignment. Rest is faith's proof. The curse once thrived on your anxiety. Now peace will fuel your productivity. Rest without guilt. Create without pressure. Trust without hesitation. These are the marks of one who has mastered divine rhythm. Raphael's wings close gently around you, sealing the light. You are no longer simply blessed, he whispers. You have become a blessing. You are no longer one seeking miracles. You are now the vessel through which miracles flow. The heavens resound in agreement, and the energy of final preparation fills the air. Raphael adds, the next revelation will reveal your eternal inheritance. The unending flow of grace that cannot be interrupted by time or circumstance. Stay present, beloved. The eternal promise is near. Type I am in divine partnership in the comments if this word resonates with your soul. Blessing code 8080 is now active. A code of alignment, heavenly cooperation, and eternal flow. Beloved, the radiance surrounding your name has reached its highest frequency. Archangel Raphael stands before the throne of light, holding your covenant scroll in both hands. Every word of your journey, every tear, every breakthrough, every silent night of faith has been inscribed in eternal ink. The heavens are not merely observing your transformation, they are celebrating it. Raphael speaks with calm authority. You have completed the cycle of deliverance. You have walked from bondage into liberty, from fear into dominion, from silence into divine partnership. Now, the final seal is being prepared, the seal of eternal inheritance. What is about to unfold will not only affect your present, but it will echo into eternity, touching every soul connected to you by love, blood, or destiny. Raphael begins to explain what eternal inheritance truly means. This inheritance is not limited to wealth, fame, or human achievement. It is the transmission of divine consciousness. It is the ability to carry heaven wherever you go. You are being entrusted with an awareness so deep that no deception can reach it, and no curse can penetrate it. The darkness that once tried to distort your vision now becomes the backdrop that highlights your radiance. You are not merely blessed, you have become a conduit of blessing. Every place you set your foot will feel the shift. Every word you speak will release equilibrium. The realm of heaven now flows through your breath. This is the state of divine embodiment, where human limitation gives way to spiritual mastery. Raphael says, the reason the interference had to be so fierce was because your calling is global. You were not attacked because you were weak, but because your light was destined to influence multitudes. Those who carry small purpose face small battles, but those marked with global assignments face ancient resistance. But every chain that sought to contain you has now become part of your testimony. Every delay has become a stepping stone for others to climb from. Your scars are not symbols of failure, they are signatures of divine endurance. Heaven will use your story as a map for others to find freedom. The angel now unveils a vision. Before you lies a vast crystal sea, its surface shimmering like glass. From its depths rises a staircase made of light, leading upward into endless brilliance. Raphael says, this is the pathway of eternal inheritance. Each step represents a truth you have embodied: faith, forgiveness, wisdom, endurance, compassion, and peace. As you ascend, those virtues merge into a single essence called divine mastery. You are no longer reacting to life, you are directing it. Heaven's rhythm beats through your spirit, guiding every decision, aligning every encounter. You will notice that even your thoughts will manifest more swiftly, because the veil between you and heaven has dissolved. Raphael continues, eternal inheritance also means that your energy will outlive your earthly presence. The good you do now will ripple for generations. Every kind act, every prayer, every word of encouragement becomes encoded in spiritual DNA, passing through bloodlines and timelines. You are leaving behind a legacy of light, a vibration that cannot be erased. Generations will rise and find ease where you once struggled, because your obedience built bridges they will walk upon. This is the mystery of redemption. One person's deliverance becomes the foundation of many others' liberation. Heaven calls you a generational restorer. Raphael reminds you that with great inheritance comes sacred responsibility. You must remain a keeper of light, he says. Do not return to old battles that no longer match your vibration. Do not explain your peace to those committed to misunderstanding it. Protect your silence, for in it dwells revelation. Your energy is precious. Your peace is sacred currency. Use it wisely. Do not waste it on convincing others of what heaven has already confirmed. Your validation no longer depends on people, for heaven has already declared your worth. Walk with quiet confidence, for those meant to walk with you will recognize your frequency without introduction. Now the angel reveals the reward of this covenant. You will walk in supernatural timing. Raphael says, the right opportunities will meet you at the perfect moment. The right allies will appear without searching. The right words will rise from your spirit when needed. You are no longer operating under human effort, but divine synchronization. Heaven is orchestrating your steps with mathematical precision. Even your delays will reveal themselves as disguised alignments. This is the peace of eternal inheritance, the knowing that everything is working together for your good, not by chance, but by divine design. As the vision continues, Raphael extends his wings over you, forming a canopy of light. This covering, he says, is permanent. It cannot be broken by human interference or spiritual opposition. Wherever you go, heaven will go with you. Wherever you rest, angels will surround you. You have become a moving sanctuary, a living altar of divine presence. The days of wandering confusion are over. You now live guided, protected, and sustained by eternal order. Raphael speaks with deep tenderness. You are the testimony of God's unrelenting mercy. You have proven that light always wins. Carry this awareness with reverence, but also with boldness. Walk into rooms knowing heaven stands beside you. Speak your dreams knowing angels echo your voice. Live with the peace of knowing you are divinely untouchable. His final words in this part vibrate through your spirit. You are not merely in the story. You have become the story. You are heaven's evidence that faith writes destiny. Beloved, do not look back. Your forward movement now carries the full backing of heaven. In the next revelation, Raphael will reveal the culmination of this divine journey, the eternal covenant that seals your lineage, the prophecy that will never fade, and the blessing that cannot be broken. The next unveiling will complete the cycle and crown your faith with eternal peace. Type "I claim my eternal inheritance" in the comments if this message ignites your spirit. Blessing code 9393 is now active, a code of generational restoration, divine mastery, and unending grace. Beloved, the final revelation has arrived. The heavens grow still as Archangel Raphael descends one last time, carrying the eternal covenant, the divine contract that no curse, no human hand, and no passing age can alter. The atmosphere around you shimmers with living light. Every breath feels like eternity pressing gently upon the present. Raphael's voice fills the silence, steady as truth itself. This is the hour of completion. The curse that once followed your name is not only broken, its record has been erased. What once stood against you no longer exists. You have crossed from warfare into eternal rest. This moment is holy because it seals everything heaven has been building within you since the first call to awakening. The angel lifts his hands, and the light expands through time itself, touching your past, present, and future at once, healing all three. Raphael says, the eternal covenant is the promise of unending communion between you and the source of all creation. It is the recognition that you are never apart from divine love, never outside divine favor, and never beyond divine protection. The interference that once sought to separate you from your blessing was an illusion, and illusions collapse before awareness. You now live under the law of divine unity. Nothing broken, nothing missing, nothing out of place. The energy of your life is whole. Heaven's current flows freely through every area. Your purpose, your relationships, your body, your dreams. Where there was fragmentation, There is now harmony. The angel declares, you are not simply restored, you are recreated. The old pattern has died. The new pattern breathes with eternal rhythm. Raphael continues, this covenant does not mean the absence of challenge, it means the guarantee of triumph. From this moment onward, every obstacle will serve you. Darkness will no longer intimidate you because you now understand it as the canvas for light. Fear will no longer control you because you have tasted truth. The curse broke because you saw it. Awareness is the weapon that no enemy can resist. Every time you choose peace, you reaffirm your victory. Every time you choose gratitude, you expand your inheritance. Heaven has sealed this dynamic into your spirit. It cannot be undone. Now Raphael unfolds the divine scroll once more. It glows brighter than before, and your name appears engraved in gold, surrounded by symbols that radiate eternal fire. He reads aloud, by the decree of divine order, this soul and all connected through love are sealed in the covenant of light. No weapon formed in any realm shall prosper against them. The name shall open doors in heaven and on earth. Their life shall teach others that mercy reigns forever. As he speaks, the energy of that decree moves through your lineage. Those connected to you by love, whether family, friends, or future generations, will live beneath its blessing. You are the origin of a new frequency on earth. Raphael explains, the eternal covenant is not about religion, it is about resonance. When your heart beats in harmony with divine truth, heaven recognizes you as its reflection. You no longer seek God outside of yourself. You express Him through yourself. Every act of kindness, every word of compassion, every creative vision becomes a continuation of divine purpose. You are the bridge through which heaven touches earth. This understanding transforms prayer from request into partnership. You do not beg for miracles, you embody them. Your very existence becomes a declaration of divine power in motion. The angel continues, this final revelation carries a promise, peace beyond comprehension, peace that stands when circumstances shift, peace that holds when storms arise, peace that remains unbroken because it no longer depends on outcomes. It flows from identity. You have become peace itself. When others approach you, they will feel it radiating like sunlight through shadow. This peace is your protection. It is the signature of your covenant. It will draw what belongs to you and repel what does not without effort. The universe now recognizes your frequency as sacred. Raphael lifts his hands once more. The covenant is sealed, he says. And with this seal comes the final blessing, continuity. The flow of blessing will never again stop at your life. It will continue through generations. Your children will dream freely because you broke the chains. Your name will carry ease because you carried endurance. The energy of divine abundance will follow your lineage as naturally as breath. Even when you transition from this realm, your light will remain active in the earth, guiding, healing, and awakening. This is what it means to live eternally even within time. The angel now turns his gaze toward you, and his tone softens with affection. Beloved, heaven is proud of you. Few complete the journey. Many awaken but return to sleep. You remained alert. You have become what heaven envisioned when it formed you, light in motion. He reminds you gently that with great revelation comes gentle stewardship. Use your power not for dominance, but for elevation. Lift others as you have been lifted. Heal as you have been healed. Forgive as you have been forgiven. Every act of grace you extend multiplies the covenant's strength. Before the light ascends, Raphael speaks one final time. Remember, The interference you once feared was only the shadow of your own awakening. You feared it until you faced it. And when you faced it, it vanished. Let this be your teaching to the world. Nothing real can be lost, and nothing false can endure. The air fills with a sound like distant bells, and the energy of completion settles over you. The cycle has closed. The blessing has become perpetual. You have entered the age of eternal peace. Beloved, this is your moment to rejoice. Like, comment, and share this message so that others may find freedom through your testimony. Spread the light that heaven has entrusted to you. Subscribe to remain part of this divine movement, for every soul that receives this message extends the vibration of heaven across the earth. When you share, you participate in prophecy. Type "I am sealed in eternal light" in the comments if this word speaks to your soul. Blessing code 10,000 is now released, a code of divine wholeness, eternal favor, and generational peace. Beloved, as this journey closes, know that when you sow into this mission, you do not give to man, you give to eternity. Raphael's words travel farther through your faith. Each super thanks, membership, or PayPal offering in the description becomes a seed that awakens dormant hearts. Heaven multiplies every act of support into healing, deliverance, and revelation for others who have yet to find this message. Raphael says, when you give to the river of light, your own wells never run dry. Let your seed speak on your behalf. Partner with heaven today, and as you pour into this mission, may abundance, peace, and divine health overflow in your home. This is not donation, it is activation. You are now a co-builder of the kingdom, and heaven will honor your faith with visible miracles.